The Cosmic Portal welcomes you. And please, subscribe for more.
There is a relentless force in the cosmos. Time and space connect. And within it, a force beyond our vision, but not our reach. It lies somewhere in our universe, causing ripples in time, where the here and now is infinite.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the path of a galaxy far, far away. I am Master Jetsuaki, and with us, as always, is the Fraternal Order of Jedi, and as well as our fellow masters, Padawans, initiates, and fellow guests. Well, part 6, far, far away. Very, very similar to what we know of what we are. So I'd like to start off with two sayings that actually came from the show. I'll let you think about them for a little bit. And it reeks of Jedi. Die well. So let's begin like this. So through the last 6 episodes, we've seen some characters. We've seen some good characters. So my question to you guys is which one has become your favorite, or do you have many? Let's start off let's start off with the birthday girl, shall we? Or birthday woman, shall we? Ms. Katala, who is your favorite Ahsoka characters?
I would say Sabine, Ezra, and Balin.
Okay. Any particular reason on why?
I just like the characters they are showing, and I like Balin's fighting style.
Okay. All right. Master Sai.
I'm gonna have to go with the Dark Jedi. They are my favorite right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ahsoka and Sabine are second, but I love those two characters of the Dark Jedi. They're just they got so much potential.
Okay. I see a troublemaker in the order right now, so I have to come back to him a little bit and really find out his absolutes. Miss Vonda, please enlighten us. Your favorite characters?
I'm not sure on the character's name, but it's the robot with Ahsoka on the ship.
Huyang?
Okay, that's his name. I like him. He kind of tell it like it is. So I like him. I think he's refreshing.
Okay. Anybody else that may light up your lightsaber? Nope.
I like Huyang. He's not my favorite, but he's definitely in my top 3.
Okay. Well, Calibus, anybody else?
I would agree. I like him a lot. Like Yolanda says, he tells it like it is, and he don't hold back. And but I suppose him.
Then he should be telling her how horrible she is.
Okay.
How weak she is.
And I like Ahsoka and Sabine. Basically, I like all the Jedi side. The good guys. The dark ones are okay, but I'm waiting for him to show a little bit more. When he's going to realize that maybe he's chosen the wrong path. I'm just waiting.
Okay. Miss Jen, welcome to the order. Please, have you enjoyed Ahsoka, and who are your favorites?
I'm loving this series so far. And I think I've got feedback from Katala's computer.
That's okay.
My favorites have got to be Ahsoka, Huyang, and Sabine.
Ooh, okay. Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Master Shadow, please enlighten us.
Yeah, I like Balin, and I like the robot guy as well. So those are my two. And yeah, I would say I like Ahsoka if I saw her more in the show. So I would like her too. Ahsoka, those would be my top three right there.
Okay. All right. I saw it pop up. Rob, thank you so much. Balin is one of my favorites too. Last but not least, the Sith. Oh, Master Calabas, what is it?
Yes. My favorite character are the Dark Jedis as well.
Okay. I was just getting ready to lay into you, but since you said that, I'm going to let it go.
I love Ahsoka. I think Rodario Dawson is doing a great job, but this dude is, I mean, he's just the dude. You know what I mean? I mean, he's his apprentice. He's no nonsense. You know, he tells her, you're going to go over here and you're going to do this. She goes and does it. His presence alone is just, you know, and I hate the fact that, you know, the actor passed because we won't get to see him in a season 2. So hopefully, yeah, you know what I mean? So hopefully we'll get something else. But out of that third thing, it would have to be that robot, because that robot does not lie. If you suck, you suck. He'll tell you straight in there. And it is what it is. Sith Lord, you have the floor.
Balin, of course. Balin is the best character thus far.
Okay.
And I don't know what Ahsoka, what's her name?
Ahsoka.
It doesn't matter what her name is. She ain't in the damn thing anyway.
Ain't that great? The crossover between wrestling and Jedi affairs. Awesome stuff. Thank you, sir, for your unwanting advice. No, thank you, everybody, for doing that. No, I'm going to jump on and say I like Balin also. Ahsoka, because I didn't like her from the very, very beginning. And Hu Yang, the robot, he is pretty cool. And like someone said in one of our last programs, he basically tells you what you really need to hear in a kind of a rude way, but yet in a teaching way. With that being said, did you like the part, or how did it make you feel when all of a sudden Ahsoka and Hu Yang were talking in the ship? Of course, they're inside the whale. And all of a sudden, you know, he's like, tell me some stories. And the next thing you know, you heard in a galaxy far, far away. I mean, that was just chills, wasn't it? It was like going back from the very first day that you saw Star Wars: A New Hope. Marky Mark, how did it make you feel? That little Easter egg there, what did it do for you?
That is exciting, and the part of the episode. So I can say that out of the whole episode, that was great to see. I enjoyed that of this episode. In whole, I guess my only issue, I wish they would have shown Ahsoka more in the episode. So other than that, no, I wasn't. You know, I think that part made the episode better than the overall episode was. So that was great.
Okay. All right.
The one saying made the episode great.
It made it. I won't say it made it great. I say it made it a better episode.
Just the one saying.
That made it better for me. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I agree. 2
against 1. So, but while we got you talking, please share your positive and negative side to that, please.
Oh, well, I mean, that
no, not you, Calabas. I'm talking about the
not
Sith.
You, dude. Me.
You let the
It's
Sith
about
Lord
me.
go before
It's
a
about me.
Jedi of the Order? Oh,
It's about me right now.
Yeah, because I was supposed to be going before you, Dexter, to give my honest opinion of this
Yeah,
episode.
no, we haven't got to that point yet, but I will be going before you, sir.
Please, sir, enlighten us on that point of view that you just said.
I don't know. I went to sleep. I mean, what? Are you in touch with your feelings? It made me feel so good that he said, in a time long ago, whatever it is, I don't know. Y'all Jedi, y'all are weak, dude. I mean, you're too in touch with your feelings. Go have some tea and flowers, and go play on the playground or something. I don't know, your Tinker Blocks. Y'all, I don't know what's up with y'all.
Okay. I swear, Hey, Master Rand, anytime you want to hit that eject button, you will not be hurting my feelings at all. And then we'll show him how dark side we really can be. Thank you, Mr. Sith Lord. Thank you for your half a cent of knowledge. Anyways, thank you, sir, for your thing. Miss Katala, the birthday, please. What did you think when you heard that iconic, that thing that we hear every time we watch a Star Wars movie? How did that make you feel?
It's a good beginning to a story, and within all stories is a kernel of truth.
Okay. Master Rand, I got a little bit of yours. Give it to us straight. Did you like that?
No, I that part again was nice to see that. It's a callback. It's a nice little callback. It kind of puts you at ease. This episode to me was kind of I don't want to say filler episode, but it was just enough to connect the dots. Right? So I get that, but it still makes me more troubled about Sabine. At this point in juncture, I don't care enough about the character because of what she's done so far to really say, I hope she makes it. If anyone gets axed, I'm hoping it's her. I really am. At this point in juncture, she's done nothing but lose her helmet. She can't decide if she wants to be Mandalorian or Jedi. She's got Ezra's lightsaber, and she ain't gave it back to him yet. So, she's got to pick a path. She's got to pick a path, and she needs to pick one very soon, because in Rebels we get this strong Mandalorian, and now I'm getting this. I can be Mandalorian, shooting out whips and ropes and doing this, and then all of a sudden you whip out your lightsaber to win the day, and I'm kind of like, pick a lane, lady, pick a lane. But again, Mandalorians don't lose their helmets in battle.
Kind of like a Jedi that doesn't want to lose his saber.
You know what I mean?
A Sith that doesn't want to lose his saber.
I felt really disturbed about that, and her not saying what she said, to Ezra, and he asked her, and she's like, well, let's just, I just found you, so let's just talk about that. And I'm like, you hiding this lie that you did, you can't keep covering up the truth. It's going to come out eventually. You had an opportunity to present it, and now that's going to make things worse. And the fact that they retconned the story, because Sabine and him were, we all were secretly going, yeah, they need to get together. And then you're like a sister to me in the hologram. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So that's where I'm standing. I'm pretty sure you got some other stuff we're going to talk about, so I'll leave it there.
No, I really do appreciate the additional stuff, because as preparing for this and everything, this episode, we have so much to talk about, but we have a limited time. So I appreciate your additional information. Ms. Vonda, Please share with us what you thought when you heard that iconic saying.
I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of when I went to the movies and originally saw it for the first time, or even every time. Anytime I hear that saying, we're about to sit down and enjoy a pretty decent Star Wars movie. So going forward until the end of times, it's Star Wars. So even though the series is okay right now with that filler episode, it did bring back really good feelings of childhood watching the movie.
Okay. I appreciate that because that's pretty much my thought as well. All right, Miss Jen, how about you?
Get my mic on. To me, it took me back and reminded me that this is a story. We're watching an epic story. And it kind of put me back in that mind frame instead of, well, this character and that character. Sit back and enjoy the story.
Nice. I like that. Master Sai.
I really, really enjoyed it, but I heard someone say, when Ahsoka was talking about, parts one, 2, and 3, part 1 was the best, and it kind of reminded me. Someone else said that, you mean like the original trilogy, part 1 was the best, and I'm like, I wonder if they really snuck that in there because that really holds true. I really like that.
I couldn't agree more. Last but not least, our very own First Lady of Fandom.
I would have liked to have heard him hear the rest of the story because he piqued my interest, and then we didn't get to hear him do any more. Because whatever he has to say, I want to hear it.
That would have been the best part of the entire episode had they done that.
And,
I couldn't agree more, Master. I couldn't agree more, Mr. Sith.
and I totally agree with Calibus. So she needs to get her act together, and she needs to fess up what she did before it festers and gets worse.
So as we talk about our Star Wars, and this is kind of like a part B to this whole thing. In the whole series, I saw three things that I thought about childhood, and they felt Disney and everything. And please, thumbs up, thumbs down if you agree with my statement. I'm open this like this. I saw three things. I saw something saying homage to The Lion King. If you saw Pride Rock on this, I saw or heard Druidia. If my audio was great, I thought of Spaceballs. And then maybe some form of a TMNT. And some like small little things I saw from this episode that I thought was kind of cool. Now, whether I'm right or not, I have no idea. But I just wanted to know from you guys: thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you see the same thing, or did you not? Please, let's see if what we got. Thumbs up, thumbs down. If there's any thought to that manner. Okay, I see some thumbs down. Maybe it's just me that loves the fandoms, so we'll move on. Ain't gonna waste no time on it. But next time you watch it, check it out and tell me what you think. Because I saw Pride Rock, Spaceballs, that sort of thing. Now,
y'all keep coming on over. Y'all keep coming on over.
All right, so I can say the TMNT thing. I can say, yeah, you could probably say you saw that when they were out there. Sabine was, what is it? Her mount stopped to get the water, and then those things popped up. Mm-hmm. That could be the turtles at that point. Mm-hmm. But they didn't speak. So I will agree with you on that part. Yes, that would be the TMNT part. But I didn't see the Pride Walk part or the Druidia. So,
well, they were talking about the planet that they were hitting to. So I thought when they said Druidia, I thought Spaceballs right from the get go.
Okay, I was just wondering. I saw the other part, but yeah, that one I didn't see. So
Yeah.
I
But
just
Pride Rock, it's basically just a big old rock that's kind of at an angle,
right.
and if your imagination is working or you're smoking some good stuff, you might see it. Just saying.
Okay,
Simon, did you see it? Did you
No,
see it,
I
Simon?
didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
So, guys, moving forward, that was just some fun stuff there. Man, now this part really, really got me. Now, for someone that hasn't watched a lot of Star Wars Rebels, to see this part was very, very exciting. What I'd like to know is what you thought when you saw. What did you think? What did you feel when you saw that heavily damaged Star Destroyer coming from out of the mist? And the next thing you know, you see Thrawn. You kind of hear that music. You see them stormtroopers that look kind of damaged, dirtied up, and almost like you've seen it before, but yet maybe not. And what did you think? I'm gonna go to right to the top. The man behind this movie magic. If you ain't subscribed to the Cosmic Portal, please do so. Their very own Master Ran.
You know, I love seeing that Star Destroyer piece together. I love seeing that. You know, they're using whatever material they got to keep the Star Destroyer together. Seeing Thrawn, and we were talking about this earlier with Master Sai, and I have a little bit of a joke that I had put out, and I'm looking for it real quick to see if I can find it. I think I sent it to him. He was complaining that he didn't like the way Thrawn looked. He said his complaint about Thrawn was he had a pot belly. And I was my thought to that was, well, he's the only one who's eating. He's in charge. He's, you know what I mean? So this is roughly close to 10 years from Rebels to this point now. You know what I mean? So he wouldn't look the same as he would on Rebels.
COVID had a lot to do with it.
You know what I mean? I love the fact that he had that whole air about him, and he was willing to sacrifice anybody to get out of there. You know what I mean? Calculating. At the end of the episode, we hear him say, I want to know everything about her masters, where she went, what she's been doing. You know what I mean? He wanted to know the gambit up, and that was Thrawn. So I'm pleased with the character. The voice actor is actually doing the character, so that was a big plus. So I'm pretty pleased with him. I know you got some other questions about some other things, so I won't go that route. So I'm waiting to talk about that, because that to me was I don't think it could save the episode, but it was definitely one of the best parts of the episode.
Okay. Mr. Rob, since I can see you now and I don't forget you, I'm going to go ahead and go with you.
I loved seeing the Star Destroyer, especially when you compare all the damage to the episode of Rebels. They kept it the same, where the engines were destroyed and everything were exactly the same as it was in the cartoon. And the other thing I heard about Thrawn sacrificing, you notice all the stormtroopers are wrapped with red ribbons all over them, which look just like the Night Sisters' robes. I'm thinking he sacrificed his crew to the Night Sisters and they raised them again.
Okay. I was kind of thinking that they got badly damaged and they used some red duct tape. Just a joke. Master Sai, what you thinking on that part?
I've actually got a model of the Chimera. I absolutely love it, especially that they kept the emblem on the bottom of it. It's battle damaged, and I like how they made the ship, along with some of the stormtroopers, have that little gold plating to try to repair it. And I loved Lars Mickelson, his voice was just perfect, and they dirtied up his uniform just a little bit, and
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, it was as clean as possibly could be, but without any supplies. Of course, things are going to look ragged, and it's not like the pristine Star Destroyers from Exegol that were built like decades ago that seem to have a pristine paint job, but this thing looks like it actually is gone and seen some stuff. And
Okay.
I loved it.
All right. Master Shadow, what you thinking?
Okay, so I did like the Star Destroyer the way it looked. The battle damage looks cool. I wasn't too hyped about Thrawn just because he doesn't seem like the character that I've read from the past. This was a way watered down version of Thrawn. So that was disappointing to me. I did not like that. The stormtroopers are cool. You know, you can see that they have been piecing together their uniforms for the past 10 years to get what you got in this episode. So that was passable. Just not a fan of the way Thrawn was handled in this would be my only gripe with it.
Okay. Miss Fonda?
I was actually a little surprised that they still, after 5 to 10 years, look like that. I mean, I know when they, got stuck there and the ship was pretty beat up. I'm surprised they didn't maybe use other parts from the ship to make it look a little bit better. It definitely looked like they went through, HELL in it, but I'm surprised it looked as bad as it did. And then with the Star Troopers, I kind of agree. I don't know, maybe they're a little bit zombies, a little bit. I like that theory of them, coming back, so to speak, with the witches doing whatever they're doing to keep them going. I really like that theory.
Okay. Miss Liz?
I agree with Avonda. I like the fact that I like that theory, and that is a very good idea that the witches are the ones that are keeping those stormtroopers going. And Lord help us if he double crosses the witches, there goes the stormtroopers. Because if they're not there to keep them going, they'll not exist anymore. They'll just kind of be like puppets, you know.
I like that. That's a very good thought. I like that. Miss Katala?
I agree with Miss Liz, and it was interesting that the robes of the mothers were red. So that makes you wonder if there's a sorceress that cast a spell, a binding spell on the robe, so that when the soldiers use it, it sucked their life force and put it into Thrawn, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Miss Jed, how about you?
I kind of wonder if the Chimera isn't a space version of the Black Pearl because it reminds me of the Ghost Ship.
Oh, okay.
And if you listen to the audio, Thrawn's theme, there's an underlying audio current that sounds like a chant, not just the Thrawn chant, but like a spell being woven in the music.
Okay. Now, I have seen in past, and a lot of people seem to like it, the whole zombie theory of where they're all tore up, their faces damaged and everything. That would be kind of interesting to see more of that. Last but not least, the man behind the dark side. Please, sir, what did you think when you saw Thrawn?
When I saw Thrawn, let's start with the Star Destroyer. So,
okay.
The Star Destroyer, I will pay. There is something I would say that that's positive. The one thing that I have liked is the continuation from Rebels into Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get her name right for y'all. And one thing I did point out, one of the things I was talking with Mark about initially was that mural. I think helped tie everything together there in episode 1. That was just one of the things that just kind of popped out in my head. So I do like that continuation, and that's kind of what I thought when I saw the Star Destroyer. Thrawn, however, is hugely disappointing. Hugely. I don't know how anybody can be happy with that. And the stuff I'm reading online, it's just, oh, well, they're using the guy with the same voice. It's the same voice character. So what? Thrawn has to me, is a very distinct personality. His when you look at him, you see power, and you see a man of you see a man of power and kind of a little bit of elegance. You don't see that in this character. I don't care if it's 5 years later, 10 years later, 50 years later. You don't see that. And he isn't imposing. He isn't scary to anyone except for the runners at the buffet.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me?
A lot of blue milk, probably.
Yeah.
Or gone to Galaxy's Edge and had some dinner there.
Green milk.
Oh.
So, I'd like to touch on two other things with this, and it starts with the Night Sisters and that saying, "It reeks of Jedi." As a Jedi, I didn't know I smelt very badly. I use deodorant in the cosmos, but when I heard that, and then I heard a little more of what they were saying, it seemed like there was a little sense of fear when they knew that they had one Jedi already in custody and that Ahsoka was on her way. And yet there seemed to be relying on Thrawn to come up with strategies to deal with it. I would like to know a little bit of your thoughts about that whole saying there. It reeks of Jedi. Do you think that they're very scared of a Jedi?
No.
Or that they're just, you reek, people. You know, I can deal with you. A little bit of spray, Lysol, and then take care of it. Let's start with Sai.
Honestly, when they're like the reek, I don't think it's a physical smell. I think it's a physical manifestation. Sort of like when you turn the lights on and cockroaches run. You know, it's that kind of effect. When it comes to the dark side, they probably have a really strong hatred for the Jedi. And the only thing that really scared them was the fact that they didn't see her coming, Ahsoka coming. That's the only thing that scared them, was the fact that it wasn't presented to them through the Force. Other than that, they've dealt with Jedi before. They know who they are. They've dealt with dark forces before. So I don't think it's fear. I think it's just fear of not knowing what's coming. Not that she's a Jedi.
Okay. Master Shadow, your opinion on that?
This one, my wife and I were discussing it. I don't think, and I thought it was kind of weird that they looked at Sabine as being the one that was a Jedi, because she's no Jedi. I was thinking it was more so of what is it? Balin. I think it was more towards him, because I think this is the first time that they met him. He is a Jedi, yes, but Sabine is no Jedi. She totally, to me, has failed as a Jedi. So even though they tied her up and took her down, everything she's done has failed in this show. So I'm just thinking that they were looking at, yes, we do have a Jedi here, and there's another Jedi on the way. So I looked at it that way, not that Sabine was any type of threat, because she's not a threat to anybody at this point. So that's how I looked at it.
Okay. So, Ms. Vonda, please, since y'all two talked about this, what was your talk about that? What was your thinking on that?
Yeah, I 100% agree with Mark, because I thought about that too. I'm like, we're not talking about Sabine. We're not. We're not. You know, and when they said it, you know, and they put her in that little thing so she can't get out, she's not going to get out. I mean, really. So I totally agree with Mark. They're talking about Balin 100%. He's, kind of going in between, with the ways of the Sith and the ways of the Jedi. Yes, Ahsoka on her way. That I totally get. But I have my own theory of how I believe they're going to end his character, in the season. And that was part of my theory with him being a Jedi. The good
Okay.
side.
Gotcha. All right. Miss Katala, what are you thinking about that?
It reeks of Jedi. It could be also why Ahsoka, when she picked up that orb, it burned her hand because the magics and the Jedi don't mix that well. So if Sabine had been in Ahsoka's presence and Balin's, she could have picked up a little bit off of each of them, and they could think of her as a bigger threat than she really is.
Ah, okay. Rob, what you thinking?
It has nothing really to do with her being a Jedi. They've been dealing with Ezra the whole time he's been there, and they felt the tie between her and Ezra. That's why they said they smelled the Jedi because of the tie between them.
Okay. All right. Oh, Miss Jen.
I had a couple of different ideas on that. First off, Hu Yang saying she had no connection to the Force. What if there's something on Dathomir that's about to wake up a latent ability for the Force that she has? And the Night Sisters can sense it, even though Sabine can't.
Okay.
Also, with Thrawn is absolute logic, where they're magic. So they're looking to him for the logical side of the plan, where they're handling the supernatural part of the plan.
Okay. Miss Liz.
Well, I was a little bit surprised that they smelled Jedi on her, because I agree with Marky Mark. She's no Jedi, and I think Bo-Katan is more Jedi, and Jen's got a point there. Maybe because she has connection, with her friend, that maybe that's what they were sensing. But I don't know. And the fact that they don't like Jedi anyway, you know, I don't think they fear them. I think they just hate them, and and they're steering. They're kind of walking into their backyard, and they're not happy about it.
Okay. Very good. Our Sith Lord. What do you think, sir?
Well, I think they were talking about Sabine. I know she's not necessarily a Jedi, but I think that they're looking deeper into that and not more surface. We see the surface side and say no, she's not, but I think they're seeing the deeper side of it.
Okay.
And Jen's freaking me out with her insights. Oh, and I need to give a shout out to Erica and to Josie. Happy birthday, Josie. They were watching. So love you guys.
And may the Force be with you. Hope you have a great birthday. Y'all like my meerkat, don't you? So, guys, on my part 2 of this particular question, there was I'm going to touch on him as well. When Sabine was given, her transport, and, what was it? Enoch is his name, I think, Calibus. Okay. He says to her, die well. I kind of like that. He was kind of like giving her good luck, but yet also putting her down at the same time. So, Master Rand, what did you? Well, number one, what did you think about him? And two, die well. You know, die well.
I've been waiting for this. First of all, the reeking of Jedi is Ahsoka because she's been hanging around Ahsoka. Sabine reeks of Jedi, so she's been around Ahsoka. Okay, that was that. But of course, the die well, that is very warrior-esque. That is very Klingon. That was something that I was just like, okay, cool. But when that stormtrooper turned, when Enoch turned around and you saw that gladiator face shield, you knew he was a badass. Okay. A lot of people kept telling me when you saw Boba Fett, you knew he was a badass. I never got that impression. I'm sorry. I've never been a big Boba Fett fan. He didn't get badass to me until The Mandalorian. I'm sorry. You know, all he did was fall in the pit. That's all he did. So, but this guy, when he turned around, you knew this was a badass. He was in charge of a whole fleet of either zombie or at least mind-controlled stormtroopers, or at least a ragtag fleet, garrison of troopers that, had nothing else to lose. That to me was just, epic. I love that. Again, not enough to save the episode, but enough to give me hope. Okay, I gotta be straight with that. I'm a little disappointed on this episode, but that die well, yeah. As my man here, as the car would say, it's very Mandalorian. It's very Klingonish. Die well. That's an honorable thing among warriors. If you're going into battle, die well. On your shield. With it, come back with your shield or on it. Die well. That's a very warrior thing to say. Enoch is a warrior. I think he might pull out some stops on these final episodes.
Okay. Now, because I'm sure we have all talked about this episode in some degree, real briefly, Calibus, and you kind of messaged me when I said, hey, I saw it. What did you think? And you were like, why?
I'm having my problems with Sabine throughout this whole thing. I love seeing Ezra. Okay, I thought that was done well. The fact that Thrawn was like, it doesn't matter if they find them, if they kill them, as long as they all stay here, including your mercenaries. I love that part. The Night Sisters has a very big thing that's getting ready to happen with them. It has to. We have 3 of them. We all thought they were all gone, but now we find out this is the world they came from. This is where the space whales come to die. That whole aspect of seeing that whole ring, like the rings of Saturn, and it being bone whales was like, damn, okay, that's pretty awesome, but pretty sad at the same time. And of course, you guys know I'm on the internet 24/7, so I hear all the theories, I hear all the rumors. And he's only got 2 episodes to wrap this up with. Supposedly, there's not going to be a season 2. They're gonna transition from this into the movies. And unless these 2 last episodes are an hour apiece, I see very much room to really kind of, I don't know if you can give us an epic episode in 30, 38 minutes or 32 minutes like it has been in the last couple of episodes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just felt like it could have been more. I mean, it was enough to fill the story and connect the dots. And don't get me wrong, out of all the episodes, to me, this is the weakest episode. I'm hoping it gets better, of course, because we're all fans and we all want it to be better. But this, to me, was the weakest of the episodes. Even with Thrawn, even Thrawn couldn't save this. But I tell you what, the more I see Balin with his apprentice, the more I kind of want to cheer them on and I really want to see what his end game is. And I'm very interested in hearing what Yo's thoughts are that on when she said she had a theory. So I really want to hear what that is. But it was a connected dot episode. And I'm kind of, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Out of all what we got so far, this to me was the weakest episode.
All right. Well, what's Miss Jen, what do you think when you heard "Die Well"?
It was a warrior send off to another send off. It was the equivalent of "May we meet again in Valhalla."
Okay.
He was respecting her as a Mandalorian. The Mandalorians were warriors. The best thing they could do is die well, because none of us live forever.
Okay.
And I don't think it was a weak episode. It was a necessary episode. We had to have this episode to continue the story. It's in books. There's paragraphs and whole chapters that are not as exciting as some, but they're necessary to set up the rest of the story so the action can continue.
Okay. Makes sense. Miss Liz, "Die Well." What does that mean to you from that show?
That he was sending her off to die, and hope she would, basically a Mandalorian type thing, and not be a wimp, to put her, put up a fight, and basically die well. And as far as the weak episode, I thought it was a pretty darn good episode. I love the fact that we got to see Ezra. I love the fact that we got to see some new characters, and I agree with. I think they got to work on that Thrawn, because right now he's. I think those witches could knock him for a loop without even thinking about it.
Okay. Our very own Sith Lord. Die well, as you will sooner or later. Y'all do die in the end, just saying. But anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, I thought she was just sending her off to her death. Die well. You're not going to, your life is short from this point forward. She didn't think she was going to get past the. I forgot what they were called. What she called the
Marauders or whatever, the bandits.
The bandits and stuff. Yeah, she didn't think she was going to get through them, and that they were going to take care of her. That's what I thought that was.
One thing about it, though, she had a real Jedi weapon to take care of that. Just saying.
She did. And yeah, I think it was a necessary. I think it was a necessary episode, but it was necessary, but too long in the tooth for that part of it.
Okay. Rob, what you thinking, sir? Die well.
It's a hint to everything else, like they had, like Balin and them, were back to their names went to Vikings and Romans and stuff, old stories. Enoch comes from the old biblical, and his thing was he entered heaven undead, and that's why I still believe that all the stormtroopers are undead stormtroopers that the witches brought back. Since he can't die, he wished her a good death.
Okay. Master Sai, die well. Master Sai, are you?
I think the Sith got to him. I think.
We'll come back. Oh, okay.
I took care of him like I took care of you last week.
Master Sai, are you still there?
Came back.
All right, we'll come back to him. Miss Katala, die well. Or did I already ask you?
No, you didn't.
Okay. I got a lot of people here. I'm trying to keep track.
It's a warrior's greeting and farewell. Die well, come back with your shield or come back upon it.
Okay. In your history and time of study of different things, is that a very strong, say, Klingon type of feel to you?
It is. It's a strong warrior ethic.
Okay.
Die well.
Okay. All right.
Master Sai's mic was off. I think we were having some technical difficulties.
Can you guys hear me now? Yep.
Master Sai, die well.
I think it's just from one warrior to another. I think he recognizes her as a warrior, but I also think it's kind of a warning. I think that maybe Ezra or whatever force power is out there isn't quite gonna be a good thing, and to die well rather than to live horribly is kind of like, yeah, you are gonna die because either what's out there is gonna get you, or Thrawn's gonna end up killing you because you either be killed or get left behind.
Okay. Master Shadow, die well, sir.
Yeah, I agree. I guess it's a warrior thing. They've used it, like everybody has said, in Star Wars. So we're harping back on on Star Trek for the Klingons. So we're going back to that. It's also been used in DC, where Fiora told in Man of Steel, she said that also when she was fighting the army. A good death is its own reward. Then you have the 300, where, like you said, come back on your shield. So it's just a warrior saying that's been passed on from history. So everybody has gone through that. I guess it's just the saying with them. And I would say, after looking at it, I still do not like Thrawn in the episode. I don't think he's well written in this as from what the books are done. But I would say that the Stormtrooper was probably the most menacing thing in the episode. With the gold part of his face, he is more menacing than Thrawn is in this episode. So I have to give him credit for the way they did that. So that was great to see.
Okay. Miss Vonda, last but not least, we would love to hear die well.
I think he just said that to try to scare her. I don't think he felt that she was a Jedi. I don't know if he felt that she was all that powerful. It was just a ploy to scare her. She's haven't seen Israel for a long time. She's going to an unknown planet, which the planet looked kind of, not really scary to me. I think he was just trying to scare her. I don't think it meant anything to do with warrior, because I just don't believe she's a warrior. Okay, fighter, yes, but a warrior, no. Just to scare her.
Okay. So I couldn't agree more with each and every one of you. And I've heard these sayings before, but it was very, very intimidating. Die well, or kind of a condescending type of thing. But before we go into our last thing, I want to say this. As the Fraternal Order of Jedi, please take a moment and think how a Jedi would be. You would use the Force to do different things, to sense out evil, to prepare yourself. A Sith normally doesn't do that because it seems like they're already thinking about themselves and they're moving forward to destroy, corrupt, whatever. That's their passion. But as a Jedi, you use the Force for many things: knowledge, defense, clarity. So let's use that in a review for the next 2 episodes. And this is what I have for you. And I would love to hear y'all's opinion. And obviously, in the next 2 weeks, we'll see it. So you're using the Force to basically predict the future of the show based off of what you know, and maybe even using Rebels as another point of reference. I think there's something more elusive going on. I think Lord Balin is a big key into this.
Mhm.
I feel it. I sense it. I think Ahsoka and Israel is maybe just another part of this. You know, you even see Thrawn recognize a little bit of it. It seems like. And again, I'm not a complete Rebels. I don't know a lot of Rebels, so I'm just using what I've been seeing and everything, and then watching the show. You see a young Sith learning from her master, but yet maybe possibly seeing a Jedi in him versus a Sith master. So the question is where do you see Ahsoka going? And one of us will probably be right. Master Sai, I would like to start with you.
I did hear a theory that this could be the place where the mother is from the Clone Wars, and or the creature Abeloth, which was in Legends or EU was known to actually call out to Jedi that they could hear the power, and she was just an incredibly horrifically dark creature being. I think Balin might be blinded by her power, and he's gonna have to make some tough choices. And I think that's what Thrawn and the Night Sisters might be running from, was whatever this force power is that is there in this galaxy.
Okay. Do you see or think that you see anybody dying?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Master Shadow,
Okay.
your thoughts.
Um, Looking at it, I have no real idea where they're going to be going now because for me, they've taken too long to get to this point. We're down to 2 episodes. I've actually said the only thing, this should not have been called Ahsoka. It should have just been called Rebels 2 because they're showing everybody, not Ahsoka. It's not dealing with just Ahsoka. So that would have been my only gripe with that show. I would love to see, because they're going to be rushing it. When she does get to the planet, there's going to be a battle of some sort where I feel that I'm thinking that the Dark Jedi's are probably going to join together with Ahsoka and Sabine as well as Ezra, and there would be some type of major battle. And I don't know. I don't think Thrawn will be killed or anything, but he's going to be more stranded there still without the use of his ships, and he may lose, his he's probably going to lose his stormtroopers some kind of way, and then he's going to have to figure out another way of some way to get off or out of this galaxy and maybe return. So that's where my thoughts go with this. So we'll have to see what happens.
Okay. Ms. Vonda, your thoughts.
Yeah, I think Balin is pretty much going to save the day. I'm going to be honest. I can see, Ahsoka getting there, fighting, because I think he's kind of the Jedi that the Witchers felt. I think he's going to be a major part in that last episode. I think Thrawn's going to stay on the planet. I don't think he's getting off. He's just going to stand there, look, see what's happening, and realize he's kind of screwed. And going to the point of just being 2 more episodes, this last episode would have been okay if it maybe would have went on for another 4 to 5 episodes instead of 2. I do think it's going to be quick. I don't know if we're going to get what we really want out of this series as a whole, but I think it's going to be pretty good, but it could have been better.
Okay. Okay. Miss Katala, what are you thinking?
I think Balin will probably wind up helping Sabine, Ezra, Ahsoka, and I think his apprentice will probably go towards Thrawn because she's in it for power. He's in it for an ending. So
Okay. Okay. I like that. I'm liking that. Rob, what you got for us?
I'm seeing a major twist coming. Since they're leading up for the movies coming out, they're going to have Thrawn leave them there, and the two Dark Jedi are going to fight Ezra and her. And during the fight, Ezra's going to turn to the dark side. And right as he's turning, Ahsoka's going to show up and have to force to take him out. And Balin's going to be critically hurt and dying as they take the ship back to the whales to go back home. And his apprentice is going to lead off into joining the Knights of Ren,
Oh,
or
okay.
starting the Knights of Ren.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Miss Liz, where are you seeing this going?
Well, I like everybody's theories so far. I think Ezra's probably going to have a bigger part. I do agree that Balin's going to probably end up being one of the knights in shining armor. And I totally agree that maybe his lovely little apprentice is not going to like the way he is leaning towards, and she's going to go the other way, if you know what I mean. And yes, I think Thrawn's going to get stuck on the planet because I don't think the witches are going to let him off the planet. And that's pretty much what I think. But who knows? We only get 2 episodes.
Okay. All right. Our Sith Lord, please, sir, enlighten us.
I think very simply, Miss Liz, there is. I agree with her. I think she's got it right on the nose. To be honest, I think Balin is going to have that turn moment. I don't think the apprentice is going to care for it so much. God, I wish I could disagree more. I can't. I can't disagree.
That's right. And that's why we are Jedi.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. Hush.
And you
Hush.
are Sith.
Hush.
You didn't know I was using the Jedi mind trick on you, did I?
Yeah, you didn't use that weak garbage.
But we are honored that you're here with us. Miss Jed,
Yeah.
please.
I kind of agree. I think we're going to see a major power shuffle here. I think Balin's redeeming moment is he's going to sacrifice himself for the good of Ezra and the Ahsoka and the rest of us. I think his apprentice is looking for power, so she's going to either side with Thrawn or the Night Sisters. Because power is calling to power.
Power is calling to power. And the passion to power. Last but not least, the man I know has a lot to say about this episode. I'm gonna unleash him on y'all. Master Rand, lay it on a stick.
Well, the rumor is that the heir to the Empire is Ezra as Luke, the apprentice of Balin as Mara Jade. I'm looking. I mean, we all know that Balin's going to turn and help them out. I'm really hoping Sabine dies at this point. She needs to hand in her Mandalorian card. I haven't seen anything that from that character from her arc from Rebels to now has not been great. It's just, for me, it's just not been one of those things. She might be able to redeem herself, but I think that they're not going to go anywhere. I think they're going to awaken or change the Force somehow. And this is going to be our new area, our new playground of Star Wars over here. Not that I'm, for those of you who like the sequel trilogy, I'm very happy for you. But I think moving forward, we do need to kind of diverge that branch and let our fans over here have theirs, and then let us have this and keep it going over here. But I'm hoping that Balin passes in this episode because, the actor who portrayed him is gone. You know what I mean? So I hope they don't do a Game of Thrones and put a mask on this unknown guy and call him and call him Balin or whatever. But I don't think that at this point, with 2 episodes left for the show, that we're going to get a real satisfying finale. It'll be an okay finale, like The Mandalorian in season 3. I was fine with where he was at. It wasn't like, oh my God, yeah. It wasn't like that. It was like, I'm cool if you ended here. You know what I mean? So I think that's the kind of episode we're going to get at the very end. I think it'll be just kind of like, hey, this is where it's at. It's cool. It ended at a good point. And then we'll get the Dave Filoni movie, which will probably blow us away because he can do more in that setting than he can here.
Okay. Guys, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being a part of our show tonight. Remember, Ahsoka comes out again on Tuesday. For y'all watching, please keep in touch with us. We are the Fraternal Order of Jedi. I thank the Masters for joining us. I thank our fellow guests. And a special happy birthday to our very own Miss Katala. I really do appreciate that. And our Sith Lord to wound us up a little bit this evening. Guys, we can't have a good time unless we have a bad guy to pop up in our lives. As always, guys, may the Force be with you, and we'll see you next week.